Have you guys seen Scary Movie?
Sure did.
I haven't seen it yet.
God
Y'all can
damn
talk
it.
about it.
Nigga.
It was Pride weekend. What the hell y'all think?
Look.
And it was Black Pride with that movie. Oh,
I ain't go.
God damn it.
That's the end. And I ain't go.
Oh, damn.
Y'all can talk about it, though. Go for it.
No,
still go.
No,
That's
here's the
not-
thing.
no.
I know that you're gonna love this movie, so I
Okay.
want to talk about it when
Right.
you watched it. So
Okay,
please,
all right.
please see it this
It's
week
just- it's
because
not fair.
it's worth talking.
It's just not
and I
fair.
don't
Okay.
want to do like we've done with some of the other things. You should see
Right.
this.
Okay.
And let's
I'll
have
see
a
this
black
week,
moment for it, and we'll talk about it next week.
Hey, community. Here's what's brewing today.
It's been on my spirit.
Fix It, Philly Pride. And Serena's back. And so am I because Dawon's file didn't finish uploading. So get your cups ready for Minority Report. Hey, welcome to Minority Report. It is Auntie Kerel.
It's Auntie Dawon.
And it's Auntie Jerrell. The trio is back. Hey. Look, we got AT3 back in the house. Okay, AT3.
About time, right? It's been 15 years, it feels like, since the three of us together. How y'all doing?
We never part, not I
know.
You know what? I'm just gonna put it out here. Like, I love this energy. Like,
Yeah.
I don't get me wrong. I love our guests when they're able to come in, whether I'm here, whether whoever's not here, whatever. Love our guests, but it's just something like I get extra hype. I get extra hype when I know it's just the three of us. Because there's this, you can't fake this kind of chemistry.
Nah, honestly.
We was
And I'm
already
pretty
cutting up. I was like, get on in here. Hold on.
Right.
Hey, welcome to Minority Report.
The best part is in the group chat, we're like, let's keep this at an hour. And then we already talking before it. So it's without fail, every time the three of us link up, it's just
Every damn time.
buckle up.
Yes.
Buckle up.
Yes.
It
Buckle up.
really, like, to be honest, like, I forgot we were recording earlier this week. So I was at the gym and that shit popped up. I was like, oh, shit. I gotta hurry up and scurry on home because we gotta record. I was like, I ain't said nothing out. I ain't nothing. So we're gonna go off the cuff this episode, but we're like, we never struggled to talk, so I ain't worried.
So don't.
No.
You don't got to worry about dead silence.
Word.
Where?
What's
No, no,
crazy?
no,
no.
What's crazy is Raphael arrived 2 days ago. 2 days ago? Yeah, 2 days ago. It's been a whirlwind ever since. We hopped on a flight this morning. Now we're in Michigan. We're going to be spending time with my niece is graduating from middle school. And then we're going to go see my dad and spend some time with him, like a whole day. And then we're going to see my mom. Hey, Cheryl. She's going to love that.
Hey, Miss Cheryl.
So we're gonna go see my mom on Saturday because it's her 75th, and surprise, it's a surprise birthday party for her. So she has no idea.
Oh,
So-
I love that. Well, happy birthday, Mama Cheryl.
Happy birthday. Oh, that's gonna be awesome.
Yes, it's gonna be great. We're gonna do a whole 70s themed birthday party. She's turning 71. She has no idea. I texted her and was like, Mom, I want to take you out, for your birthday. Raphael's going to be in town. This will be the first time that you have the opportunity to meet in person. They've obviously had FaceTime and had conversations and whatnot, but like this is the first meeting. So I'm like, Mom, if anybody else asks you if you want to do anything for birthday, you tell them no. Your son is taking you out.
I know
You have
that's right.
plans. Shut that shit down. Like it's going to be us three against the world or whatever. But we ain't doing none of that shit.
You sneak little bitch. I love that.
Wait, how is she with surprises? Is she gonna be like, awesome, I'm glad you surprised me? I'm like, bitch, I should have wore something else.
Right.
Well, we've already listen. We know how Cheryl rolls, so
Yes.
we had this. We have all this covered. So initially, what I did the fake out. So, and I don't mind sharing this because by the time this airs on Monday, we will have already had it. So it's all cool. And she's not here because I'm at my sister's place right now. That's why the background is a little bit different. I'm in the spare room. So. So
love it.
what I texted her, I was like, okay, Mom, I made reservations for us to, for you, me, and Raphael, and maybe Aunt Deb to go to this really fancy restaurant. It's like a Michelin star. It's the only Michelin star restaurant in Cleveland, Ohio, right? My mom is not a Michelin star girl. She don't like them fancy places. Like it's not her jam. But she was just like, okay.
Oh Lord.
All right. There'll be some times where I have to put my mom on ice. Mom, I know you're listening, so you know. Because it just be too much. I'm a Leo, and I surround myself with other Leos, but I also surround myself with other Geminis. My man is a Gemini. Like my mom is a Gemini. So I know how it is. So at any rate, I tell her that we're going to take her to this fancy place. I said, Mom, buy yourself a new dress, put on some makeup, get your hair done, like do this thing or whatever. And so I let that marinate for about 2 weeks or whatever. And mind you, my sister and I are in cahoots on helping to pull this together. And shout out to my Aunt Deb and my other aunt and they're doing a lot of work on the ground, but we're the one that's like keeping things under wraps. We're doing the hard work, which is managing Cheryl's expectations. I love it. I'm dying inside because she's listening to this right now. She's just gonna be like,
she's getting on the background, she's getting behind the scenes.
She's like, oh, you want to talk about people's problems?
Right.
So I texted her the day before yesterday after Raphael got there and said, hey, are you free? And we got on a video call and we did a little quick video call and said, hey, listen, just FYI, changed the plans. We're not going to do Michelin star. We're just going to go to this other cute little place in Chagrin Falls. It's like a cute little French bistro, but I want us to have a really good conversation. So still, make an effort to but you don't have to dress up. You don't have to do anything, but I want to take pictures. Yeah. This is a milestone, I'm hyping it up or whatever.
Yeah.
Little does she know. I'm going to pick her ass up. And then we're going to be driving over to my aunt's house, supposedly to pick her up. And there's going to be a whole 1970s theme backyard barbecue surprise birthday party for Cheryl. So I'm really excited for that.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really good time. So,
and those are the moments that are good for the soul too. Like just to have everyone and just that genuine love too. Just
and it's crazy
sometimes you just need the unexpected in life. Sometimes, like in a good way, So that's cool.
Yeah, I can tell that my mom is excited about it because she's been telling. My mom is a blabbermouth. When I came out, I knew I didn't have to talk to anybody else. All I had to do was tell my mom.
Mama Cheryl was going to tell everybody.
Girl, she was the original Benita Betrayal. You ain't heard that from me.
You ain't heard that from me.
But so she has been telling everybody about, listen, I got plans for my birthday.
I know
my son's flying all the way,
taking me out.
All the way from New York. You're gonna take me out to a nice dinner. It honestly feels
Mama
really
is proud
good
when she started doing that too.
Yeah,
like when the nail lady know, the ladies at church know, like everybody know, like even the mailman know what's going on. Like that level of excitement. It's just like that's when you're like. That's the ultimate thank you.
Yeah, and she deserves it. She deserves it.
Yeah,
and it's a big thing for me as well because this is so. Raphael has met my aunt, my mom's sister. He's met my sister in person, and that's the only two people in my family that he's met in person. He's had conversations with my mom and my dad, and my grandma, and all this kind of stuff, but not hasn't met. So he's. I've been trying.
And it's gonna be a backyard barbecue. He invited to the barbecue.
Same thing, Kerel. I was like, man, he gonna if he ain't a smoker, he gonna be a smoker by the end of that. He gonna be sitting like,
honey,
smoking cigarettes.
Because the black barbecue ain't for the weak. Okay, it is not for the weak.
First of all, the line dancing that just randomly starts happening. Second of all,
with the quickness.
Second of all,
hold on, Dawon better get onto YouTube too.
No, I'm gonna knock you out because I only got one move.
I know,
right? And that move serves me really. The community. I we've ever recorded that in person for the community. But we might have to get a little. We might have to get a little.
It's a little bit of that clip we did last May.
That clip. That clip that we did.
Talk about stiff.
We got to send them Jerrell, we got to send them some tutorials with the quickness.
Right.
Exactly. But he's gonna get a face full of soul food. We hired a DJ that's gonna play great classics and whatnot. We've got not quite a food truck, but like a traveling barbecue guy who's gonna do like everything. He's gonna do fried catfish, ribs, burgers, hot dogs, green beans, the whole shebang. So I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. Because that's a lot of blackness.
He gonna learn
be a next week.
Look,
on next episode of Minority Report.
How's Raphael doing? Is he still alive? Is he with us? Where he at?
I'm single now. I'm on the market.
I'm single again. Come on, Trina. Oh Lord, yeah, we're gonna find out next week.
But you know what? This is. I just say all that to say that this is the stuff that summer is all about. Like we haven't quite hit true proper summer, but like ever since Memorial Day, it's summer. Everybody feels it, and it's like you get the thunderstorms, you get the hot days, you get the the beach days, the rooftop parties, the fact that the sunlight is out till 9:30 at night is a beautiful thing.
When I was home for my nephew's graduation in a few weeks, I forgot, because especially like Michigan, like Ohio, Michigan, like you're just so close to the central time zone.
Yep.
I have forgot just like how light it is this time of year. Like, because here in Philly, in New York, like right now it's 8:50 and it's pretty dark out now. Like in Michigan, baby, it'll be damn near like 10:15 and it's still like dusk out there. And I'm like, oh my God, this is
It's
great.
8:48 right now and the light is still out. Like if I'm looking over there, like the light is still out over here.
No,
it's
wild.
Here in
Philly. I mean,
that's how it be here in Seattle. Shoot, June, July, you be going to the club at like midnight and you still be seeing
be like,
still there. The light's still. Yeah. And that shit will get you, because like you be like, I'm kind of tired, but I'm not tired because the sunlight out. I kind of want to be outside. Bitch, it'd be 11 o'clock. And you'd be like, oh shit, I'm supposed to be to bed.
Yeah.
That's how
that's a good feeling though.
But
that's a good feeling.
It's good until it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and your ass got to work the next day.
You wore out.
Right. You be like, now you trying to sleep here like this, like turn the lights off, bitch. Turn the lights off. Like sitting over here with the blankets over your head, blackout curtains and shit.
Yeah. I don't know why I agreed to Monday after Pride to say, we could record on a Monday. I knew better than that. I'm tired of shit.
You should have told my black ass, nah, nigga, we'll record without you.
No, we're going to get another guest. Because, baby, Philly Pride
I was expecting
dope,
that now. And I got a bone to pick home before you gonna.
I knew you
Miss
were about to bring it up.
Miss Issa. Because the way I'm minding my business at like 9 a.m. on a Saturday fucking morning, just having a coffee, having a little lemon cake, watching some tennis. I get in the group chat. Here's the Timo, Jerrell, and Fizz. And it's a photo of this couple.
I'm going to have to put it in the episode.
We have to put it up. And I said, I can't be mad because it is.
Right.
and it was. Took me out.
We got Fizz and Jerrell at home. Oh my God!
I was like, damn.
Right now, Dawon. It was like this banner that was up in the bathroom at the bar, and he came out the bar. Him and Brandon cracking up. Hey, Brandon. They're just cracking up. And they're like, look, y'all. They got Fizz and Jerrell hanging up in the bathroom. Why we got Timo, Jerrell, and a Fizz? I was like, y'all are done. Hold on, let me sit there right now. But it was cool to have them all in town, just because this is the first time they've been here for Philly Pride. Some of them, and or all of them actually. So it was cool to have them in town, because I mean, like Philly Pride isn't like the biggest prides out there. I'm like, when you're stuck between like a DC and a New York, which has just historically had maybe more of a gay or maybe a larger gay community, it kind of gets lost in the shuffle. But it was nice. The weather was, like you're saying, it's summertime, so the weather was nice. It was hot out there. But I do have one bone to pick with the city because hold on, you said the Jerrell, I saw it come through. And we'll have Dawon look first before I get into my feelings.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
We got fans of Kerel at home.
And not on a monkeypox prevention post.
I know, right? Bitch, that took me.
I'm done.
And the funny thing is, I was like, low key, I can see
That's
them wearing
crazy.
that outfit, and then look at
That's
your outfit
crazy.
right now, Jerrell.
I know, a plaid fucking shirt, just like the goddamn photo.
I'm so
She's a
dead.
trendsetter.
Look, I can't argue it. I couldn't argue it. I was
At
like,
all.
damn, that'll do it.
Yeah, you got to sit on that one.
Shows you.
That shit that's dying. That shit is dying. But
How was
so like
what was going on with Philly?
Yeah, so what they decided to do, and they is the city, and I don't know who at the city of Philadelphia decided this because it didn't work out like you thought it was going to. So historically, what they do is block the streets around the Gayborhood for like maybe 2 blocks, 3 blocks, one way or the other, and they'll like block the entrances with like the big like dump trucks and things like that. That way, like crazy people don't be running over people and crazy things like that. And then they have certain like checkpoints where you can like maybe show your ID to make sure you can drink and all that good stuff. What they decided to do this year, they're like, oh, gay pride has outgrown the Gayborhood, so we're gonna shut down the Ben Franklin Parkway. Cool. Long Parkway leads up to the Rocky Steps to the Art Museum. Cool.
Sounds like a great idea.
It
on
sounds
paper.
like a great idea, but it's not next to the fucking Gayborhood. It's like maybe, oh gosh, maybe call it 3/4 of a mile away from the Gayborhood. And so they do that. They made you pay $10 this year to kind of get into it. So folks already when that was announced, they're like, why are we paying to get into this thing? But okay, it is what it is. That part actually ended up being a decent success. A lot of people went and saw that they had different performers and things like that. Cool.
So
They
wait a
did
minute.
have
So they had like stages set up and like tents,
right,
and
vendors
kind of like
and tents and things like that.
like a market days kind of feel kind of thing.
Similar. And it's the similar stuff that would have already been in the Gayborhood that they normally block off. They just put it along the parkway, and the parkway is like a long street.
Got it.
So what they didn't think through, which I knew instantly, everybody likes to be by U-Bar Tavern, Bar X 254. It's like this 1 block radius. There's this alleyway. Everybody parties there doing the like big events and things like that. That's where people want to be. So everything ends up spilling out in front, like into the streets, Locust Street, in front of like U-Bar and things like that, because it just gets so crowded and things like that. That's where people wanted to be again this year. And, you know, the bar groups throw the parties there. They also throw usually a party in front of Woody's, which is kind of like around the corner. So usually that street, I think that's 12th Street and Locust, just gets super packed with people wanting to be in the streets. They didn't block the streets this year because everyone was supposed to be in the park.
Over there.
So you just have cars coming and things like that. They put barricades up on the sidewalks so you couldn't get into the street. Where are you putting all tens of thousands of people that want to be over here? So like everyone's like stuck on the sidewalks. Everybody's stuck, like it was so fucking packed. And then they're yelling at you. They're like, hurry up and get going. People can't go anywhere because if you want us to go to the parkway, we got to go through the same pass again to get to the parkway. So like it was so bad. And I was like, this is way more dangerous than I think they thought it was going to be, because the regular ass Philadelphia traffic is now going through the Gayborhood like a normal ass day, but it ain't a normal ass day because you got tens of thousands of people out here.
Wow.
Stuck on these sidewalks, stuck in the alleyways, trying to be where we really want to be. It was a mess. And then, you know, my bone to pick was just with straight females. Then all the straight females be out there and think they own the space and all that stuff. So it was just so irritating to see what they did to gay pride because it didn't need to move. And I don't know what the reasoning is. I ain't do my research. I don't give a damn about the research right now. It ain't work. So put it back where it needs to be, because it lost the sense of even community and feel of all the businesses there. Even all the businesses, like there's like it's called Hub Homo, the pizza slice place. It's just so packed. People can't even get in and out to get the food because everyone's like shuttled on these sidewalks and you don't know who's going into the restaurant. It was a mess. It was a mess. So whoever is listening in Philadelphia, you need to probably work with the community, because I doubt there was people from the community really on the committee when you was deciding all of this. And also what happens is when it gets a little later, and I get what they're trying to do, but the optics are so bad. And you're starting to see it all over social media now. Is after a certain hour, they just bring in the cops to kind of try to help stir the people and make sure like hoodlums and things like that, riff-raff, don't mess shit up. And there's always folks that are out there for the wrong reasons. There's always a lot of folks that aren't 21, so they can kind of come in and drink on the streets and think they want to party in the streets and things like that. So that is annoying because I did see some people like stopping traffic and like, hey, all in the cars and stuff. So I get what they're trying to do. But the optics of it and what you created made it even worse than it normally would have been because there was nowhere for people to go. So, of course, it's going to spill out into these streets because you did not block the neighborhood.
Didn't you try to do this? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to ask, because I've never been to Philly Pride. Do the bars normally work with the Pride community to do the Pride Festival, or is it normally separate things?
And so what I've heard is, I think it's still separate, but I think usually they kind of work in tandem because that's where everybody wants to be. And I feel, and this is not even on the bar groups, like the bar groups handled it the best they could because they're like, all right, this is the space that we got. Well, okay, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
I think their hands were kind of tied. And it's just like, it was wild. And here's the thing, I still thoroughly enjoyed Pride. Like the folks that needed to be there and knew that yes, you want to party and commune and things like that, but it's also about the community. You saw a lot of that still, which is cool. Yeah. But my fear is like they forced a lot of these optics, and I think what's going to take over social media is more of the bad parts of it. And I hope they just don't shut down Pride altogether for next year because
maybe they'll do something like what we do because our Pride Festival with the vendors and stage and all that stuff is literally by the Space Needle. All the way on the other side of town. But each of the gay bars in our Gayborhood have their own block party and they sell their own tickets. So that's kind of how how they do it out here in Seattle.
Yeah.
Is do it that way. And then also too, the kids, the straight women, all of them, they be over there by the Space Needle.
Right. And I think a lot of the more
all the people sucking dick be over here.
Right.
I actually really love that concept because when you don't have all of your gay bars kind of centralized into one specific location, it makes for a very cool environment. And then also where you do have concentration of gay bars, like having this concept of a block party, there's just such a fun dynamic to that.
And that's what it is. Yeah. Literally, because the concentration of the bars is literally on one block. So they're used to having those alleyways be the block party. But what happens is normally they shut down, the city shuts down the streets to allow the spillage out, so it's not all just in these alleyways because they know not everybody can fit in it. And so usually it spills out and there's enough room for everybody. This year, since they were barricading everybody into the sidewalks, it was a mess because the streets aren't shutting down. And then fucking cars are just zooming down the street. And you're like, this is not cool. So I don't know if the city was like, fuck you bar groups, we're going to do what we do. And y'all figure out your shit on your own. But you're going to still need the city to shut down the streets.
Yeah. See, when they changed ours over here about 7 years ago, it was because of all the straight people and the families and stuff like that. That's why they moved it over to this Macy. Even the parade is all the way over there. Ain't nothing happening over there by the gay bars, but the gay block parties, and it's actually on each of the clubs to do their own block party and do their own permitting and hire all their own stuff and whatnot like that, separate from the Pride Fest that happens over there, which I like because it gives us more agency over how we do our events versus when we do them in partnership with the Pride Fest. Then we got to be more family forward. There's certain types of things you can't have this type of party or this type of clothing or et cetera, And so now this is a great way to your point, Kerel, can't nobody go to these clubs because it's all 21 plus. So there's ID checks and everything. Only 2 bars are free. All the other ones have a cover. So you're just not walking off the street to do anything. It's way more intentional, and I kind of like that.
And that's how it used to be. Whatever they had before this year worked because that's all I'm saying.
That this was not it.
Right, this was not it. Whatever they had going, and I've only been here 4 years, but this is my 5th Pride here. What they did the last 4
ain't it?
Worked.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Can I get a refund?
They tried to fix something that wasn't broken, and now they created a bigger issue. And I'm scared that the optics of the issue that they created is going to overrun anything that we could do in the future, because they're like, well, y'all saw in 2026 what happened.
That like they were shut down. It was that bad.
I mean,
it was
listen,
that annoying, and then we couldn't get anywhere with the quickness.
For Kerel to even have this as a talking point, it had 1,000%. It had to be pretty awful because there was nothing to be fixed.
Like they have figured it out. Like they had the checkpoints, like you're saying, for like the 21. Like they had all of that. This year there was no way to do that because everything, and it's kind of hard to visualize if you haven't been to Philly, just like how the bars are set up. Mm-hmm. It was hard for them to even be able to do checks because everything was like forced to be in the sidewalks in front of their bars. So they're like, it was wild. And luckily we like kind of carved out like a little spot. So we was good.
Like Progress Day, like we do at Progress in Chicago.
Exactly. Like, so we found our little spot, but if you tried to leave, like trying to go to a different place, you're like, oh no, this is not it. This is not it. This is not it. So anyway, that's my little spiel on that. But happy Pride. Hopefully y'all are out there enjoying your prides throughout the country. We noticed that month, however you celebrate it, sometimes you stay your ass home. I know Jerrell decides not to drink. All the kind of variations of the spectrum of it all. Enjoy your space. Enjoy your time. However you want to do.
I ain't gonna lie. Not drinking, not eat meat. I mean, man meat is not off the table, but you know.
She said that shit's still there. That's still
there.
She said, gobble, gobble, slap.
I'm extra proud. She's like, I'm extra proud this way.
Don't get crazy.
Right. It's like, even Jerrell's like, even I got boundaries, bitch.
Like, right.
She said,
my willpower only goes so far.
I'm not a vegan.
And then you add on like training for the gay games. It's a lot.
Yeah, I see you out there running.
Yeah,
I see your little clips. I see your little clips with your dang on.
Wait, you want to know what's so funny?
I wasn't gonna bring it up. I was not gonna bring it up.
I was like, I know what this elf is doing.
Y'all, because between y'all two green circles, I swear I could.
I got no green circle. Everything is literally just on my main. Right. Everything is on my main.
We see
it's on his main, but he strategically be placing like the box. So it's like, okay, just in case they screen record this ain't on my face. I know what the fuck Jerrell doing.
Wait, that part. To be fair, that part was my midsection. That part was my midsection. Mm-hmm. Honestly, that's the reason why I put it there.
That's what they call it.
I did not pay attention. Right. I didn't pay attention to this. I honestly did not. I swear on everything. I didn't pay any attention.
People brought it up though.
They sure did, and I was like, "Oh, I should have ran this by Fizz before I posted this."
And
I
she
was
didn't
like,
take it down either.
So did. That shit was up there the full 24 hours.
I was like, it had been up there for a minute at that point. I was like, well.
Oh my God. I was like, that's my friend. Go ahead and post that shit, bitch.
She said, I don't need no OnlyFans. This is
I know
here I am. See me, love me.
That's right. We got OnlyFans at home.
Look at home.
I know.
No, but it's been tough. I ain't done none of this shit in 20 years.
I wouldn't be able to do it.
Like I'm actually really, really proud of myself. Like to just like try again. You know, like not to just be like, okay, that was in the past and I'll never get it back. Just even attempt, you know, like, I don't know. There's just something just energizing about me trying something that I used to love so much and finding joy and passion from it again. Mm-hmm. Like last week after one of my workouts, I threw up and I was like, damn, I really fucking pushed myself. Like to the point that I was like throwing up. I was like, I haven't pushed myself like that since I was literally in high school training. So I'm like, it's crazy. But at the same time, I'm really, really happy. And I know that I'm only going to get healthier and get into the shape that I want to be. Because, you know, I'm going to Brazil next time. So I need to make sure that I'm looking like Kerel when I go to Brazil in January, you know. So I got 7 months to get my shit together.
Amen.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Boys, no. So, do that run on the beach, bitch.
Baby, look. Okay.
No, but that's right.
Yeah, but life has been good. I'm really excited for gay games. I actually have no idea what the competition is going to be like. They don't tell you about like times and who's going in at what
events
speed.
are you doing again?
I'm doing the 100, the 200, and the 400. So I'm doing all three. And it works out great because basically I run 1 a.m., 1 p.m., 1 a.m., 1 p.m., literally the whole 5 days. So it's like nice that I'm not running like 3-4 times in a day.
Yeah.
It's just 1 in the a.m., 1 in the p.m. each day, and enough recovery.
Is there anything that has surprised you as you're going through this process of not only training, but what it sounds like kind of rediscovering, something that is a love that you've had in the past? Is there anything that's been kind of surprising to you as you think on your journey so far?
I think the one surprising thing is that like I feel like so much time goes by that we often think that we lose things, but some things are always within us, and we just have to give it the time to like pull it out, if that makes sense. And like I knew, like, because I play sports, that like I could still run, but to this caliber, for this long, for this hard, for this fast, like this isn't just like, oh, I'm playing football, quick little burst here for 20 yards, 5 yards. No, I'm running like multiple miles, a day, and I'm running 400s, 8 400s in a day. Like
It's hard work.
It's hard work, but the way that my body is loving it, like I feel my body being like, yeah, this is nice.
Like, oh, I remember this.
Yeah. Like the only thing is my breathing. Like I'm not tired and my body don't hurt as much as I thought it would be hurting. It's more of the like, my lungs aren't just used to that long stamina. So
especially them 400s.
Man, so like my goal for gay games is to literally walk away without being injured. And I actually want to get back into USA track and field like events throughout the year. So like I want to start finding more like tournaments.
Awesome.
I'm gonna start traveling around the country competing in things. Like I actually really, really want to get back into it because I'm not running bad times right now. Like I ran a 10-9 a week last week.
No, I ain't got that in my body.
Like
that's gone.
Like a 10-9 and the 100 is still really good.
Very good.
Yeah.
So like I'm just in like, damn, like okay, this is nice. So it's been really cool.
I'm happy for you.
Cool.
It's been interesting.
When are the gay games?
First week of July.
There we go.
First week
Coming
of July.
up.
Yeah.
Where they at?
Right around the corner. It's in Spain. So I'll be in Valencia. We'll fly in and out of Barcelona. But then we'll spend 5 days in Valencia for it.
So community, if you over there at that time, go root on our Henny for the goal, bitch, for the goal.
Although I seen this fine brother from Toronto who had posted on he posted on his Instagram, he tagged gay games. And I was like, this motherfucker gonna smoke my ass because he is fine and in shape with the 8-packs and everything. I was like, this dude's still running. I was like, I hope you're in the age bracket above me or below me because please don't come out here looking like that. I was like, damn. It was fine.
You can't run looking to the side.
Baby, I'm gonna lose on purpose. Go in front of me.
It's like, ooh,
look,
I see that view.
Look, okay.
She said, I'm gonna do you one better. I'm gonna run backwards just so I can see it.
right. I know that's right. Yeah,
but there was something I wanted to bring up on the podcast today, though. A different topic, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So something's been on my spirit. So I've had a couple conversations with people over the last couple months, and I get it. Life is lifing for a lot of folks. But I really need people to stop asking for shit you ain't ready for. Like,
and we're going more. Right. I was excited.
So elaborate, please.
So there are. I've spoken to both family and friends who asking for relationships, but they're not ready to be in our relationships, and want to be like, oh well, this person did this, this person did this. I'm like, bitch, the problem is you.
Ooh. Listen to last week's episode with Lamont.
I know, exactly, and that's why I'm bringing it up.
Boomeranging.
Look, that's why I'm bringing it up because this is my turn to add into last week's conversation, and I'm just really tight. And it's not even just that though. It's like, or people who are like ready for like the job or they want a better paying job, but you're lazy. Like you don't even show up to work on time. You don't even do the work when you're supposed to be at work, but you want more money. I don't get it. Like you asking for a car and for a house, but you ain't got no gas money. You ain't got no rent money. You ain't got no
license.
look, like you asking for shit, but you ain't ready to receive whatever it is that you're asking for. And all it's going to do is just waste your time and whoever else is involved in it too. So I just want people out there and like, wait until you're ready and then ask, because then that's when you will receive. And that was my continuation for last week's episode. So yeah,
and that's gonna be we've been saying this for a minute. We're gonna have a segment. Maybe it spoke itself into existence. This has been on my spirit. It's a new segment. Segment alert. Auntie, this been on my spirit.
It's been on my spirit. It's been on my spirit. I'm just like,
I'm here for it. I'm not mad at it.
I'm like, I just know too many people who be like, they'll go on first dates or second date and they be like, oh, this person ghosted me. I'm like, well, bitch, if you stop telling everybody and their mama about the date and this person and the do's and don'ts and bad mouth people and what, of course they're not going to come back. Like, what the fuck you thinking about? Like, you put everything on the goddamn internet.
Yeah.
I just,
I ain't got nothing to contribute to that. I ain't got the time no more.
It's a little bit exhausting because when you're a person who has put in the work,
or at least trying to put in the work. Attempt.
Oh no! I'm speaking about us. We put in the work.
Yeah. Oh yes. Yes. Oh god. Yes.
I'm not talking about hypothetical put in.
Right.
Bitch, we put in the work. So when we have to hear your ass talking about you want this, you want that, why this keeps happening, why that keeps happening, there is a certain level of like, I just want to shake your neck, that is going on. I tried to phrase that together.
I got you. I got you.
Really,
yes.
Because you really want to be like
right.
It's frustrating, and I get it, because I think at the end of the day, we've all been there at some point in time, whether it's within our career, whether it's in relationships, whether it's in our friendships, whether it's within our, I just want to be hoeing out there in the streets phase, whatever it is that's going on. There's always room for growth. And I think there just are a lot of people, and this isn't an age thing. It's really a maturity thing. It is. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Have you done, when it's about doing the work, have you looked critically and objectively to yourself?
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you looked within? Because if your gaze is always external, if your focus is always on, they're always treating me bad at work, and let me also just caveat this by saying there are certain instances where there are things that are happening that are negative outside of your control. But the reality of it is that happiness comes from within.
Yeah.
You gotta be happy with yourself. And if you are not happy with yourself, truly happy,
how the hell you gonna love anybody else? Can I get
amen?
Amen. But I mean, like, the simple math though, like, you're the common denominator. Like,
but they don't even know how to do math, so that's why they don't get it.
You know what? Not the illiteracy of it all.
Some children did get left behind. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. So it makes all the sense to me. I'm like, oh, you don't know how to do math. Okay, got it. Understand then. Okay, that's why you the common denominator, because you don't even know what the denominator is. Got it. Okay, well, I'm done. Well, right. You ain't got to worry about me. I'm done.
Yeah.
Quickly, we saw also in this last week that the rumors were true. Yeah. Serena back, baby. Serena back, baby. So talking about, like, it's kind of interesting talking about how you were talking about Jerrell. Just a feeling. It seems like, at least in her press conference, that's what she was kind of feeling. Just like, just want to see if I can still do it. Yeah. It feels good. So why not? And right now she's saying she's not entertaining singles, but we know Serena be lying.
Yeah.
She know. Let her come back and do good. She'd be like, hey, Wimbledon, you got that wild card?
Baby.
You got that wild card?
Baby. And she'll get it.
I love what Andre Agassi said.
I agree.
That popped up on my YouTube thing today. I haven't watched it yet.
Watch it. Because Andre was actually kind of surprised.
Talk about, in the DEI circles, we hear ally being thrown around a lot of whatever. But like, this is somebody that's just showing support unfiltered. And it was so great just to hear his response. I'll paraphrase it, but I do think, for anybody that's interested in tennis and whatnot, you can just go ahead and look it up. But Andre was basically saying, I don't care how well she does. I'm just glad to see her out there and she's living her best life.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all. That's what it is. She's proved to herself and to everybody else what she needed, what she wanted to prove and what she needed to prove. And now this is just about her having fun. So however she performs, whatever she chooses to do, as long as she is living for herself, I say God bless you. And I think that was just a really great sentiment without putting any kind of pressure on what it's supposed to be like. And from another great in the tennis industry, that was just a really cool compliment.
Could you imagine just being so good at something that you could be older, away 44. From it, have all these million other things going on, but like
a whole ass kid.
Go back to the professional realm.
Facts.
We ain't talking about like just running around the track at the high school,
right?
You know, like we ain't just playing tennis. Well, no, it's not shade.
No,
it's
but
like,
it ain't shade.
It's a professional level.
Yeah,
like it's
wild.
Yes. You just be like, you know what? Hey, Queens Club, I'm coming back. You got that wild card?
You got like, some room for me?
Wild.
Yeah. And the reality of it is that the tennis community, old and young and everywhere in between, have so much love for this woman. Yeah. So, you know, I'm sure the promoters are really excited about it. The prospect of ticket sales are going to be going up because people want to see what she's doing. And this is just a great story all around.
I agree.
But I will say this, though. I'm already mentally stressed. Babe, when I tell
you said it.
I am mentally pressed. Already. And here's the thing.
Tell us more about that.
I'm not pressed about her winning or losing. I'm pressed about the media and how they gonna treat her, no matter how well or bad she does. Like, you know, there's gonna be there's gonna be two ready to go. She won, she lost. Like already ready to go. They're gonna be two drafts to everything, ready to jump on the chance like this. And what I'm afraid of, and Serena has been doing this forever, so I know she's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
But I don't want that for her. I don't want that for her. Like, now, after she didn't retire, and like I said before, I didn't cry my real tears. Now I'm like protective. Now I'm like, now y'all get my cousin fucked up. Like, protective, you know?
Even the TV stress.
Alexa.
Look, okay, the TV.
Even the TV stress. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little stressed because every time I watch her, I be a little stressed because I want her. My expectation is she's gonna win. So I'm not gonna lie. There's still about maybe 10% of me saying, "Bitch, you better win," because it be stressing me out.
Part of me was like, she played with a 19-year-old though, so I'm like, you know what? It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. But also, shout out to Mbuko. And and when they asked her last week about what she knew, and she was like, I don't know. Like, you know, if it was, it'll be her moment. Like, it's not like I would say something right now. Like, you know, I was like, 19-year-old, you better talk your shit. I was like, you were trained. You were trained. She knows what she was doing. Up. Yeah.
So but on by the time this episode comes out, like, it'll be almost the next tournament because she already agreed to do the it's escaping me.
She's doing Queens
right now. She's doing Queens, and she already confirmed the next one. She doesn't know who she's gonna play with yet.
Okay. Oh God, they'll come to me in a second.
So we'll see, but no, it's just a cool energy because like we missed her. We all missed her. Like,
it ain't been the same.
It ain't just something about her that, like,
something about her for real.
There's just something about her. So
it's cool her being on the court is just like it's food for the soul.
It really is.
And what I'm excited about is that, like, I think it's going to shake up the WTA just a bit too, because I feel like some of the girls, I mean, it's, how to put this, with the exception really of Sabalenka, like, it's been anybody again, even with Sabalenka, who's been number one for 2.5 years, right?
Yeah.
And she's only won 4 Grand Slams, mind you. And she's been number one for so fucking long, right?
Yeah.
It's so here that I think Serena being back is going to make everyone be up here. Like, these ebbs and flows that we've been seeing the last 2 years, I think everyone's going to be like, hold on, get it together.
Serena, I guess I need to go to practice today. My bad.
Serena,
let me go ahead.
The Fire Nation. She's throwing the whole world off balance.
Well, because here's the thing. Because you play Serena, you automatically got a whole level of attention. You're going to be playing on a whole bigger stage than if you were playing some regular other person. Anybody 100%. Else on the tour. Like, so that being said, you go down in the record books a Serena as an L, like I want that.
Yeah.
Could you imagine being like, my legacy? Oh, yeah, I lost to her. Like
at 44.
right. Like
Dang.
look.
Dang.
Yeah. And in the spirit though of celebrating women who are coming back,
Yeah.
Allyson Felix is coming back as well to track and field.
She is.
She's coming back to track and field. So in the spirit
That's
of women who are older,
That's gonna be tough,
and
too.
after kids and going back to elite level,
Yes.
baby.
Professional,
She's going back. She's trying to go back to the 2028 Olympics.
Yeah.
Like she is
in her 40s.
in her
That's
baby.
wild.
Baby.
And I almost feel like, is that almost a tougher feat than because there's just something as you get older, there's just a springness that you just naturally lose because your body's like, bitch, we did this for 40 years.
The body is settled.
Exactly. There's like
It's
this
settled.
percentages of your speed that you just naturally lose because that's what the body do as it ages.
Yeah.
So for her to be a sprinter,
I know.
to come back at that level is wild to me too.
Yeah.
Why?
And I think the rumor though is she's just really trying to focus on relays. I think that's the
Okay.
rumor that I heard.
Okay.
But regardless though, I mean, she was always smoking these girls. I mean,
Yeah.
she'd already had a baby, came back, won more gold medals. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
chill,
It-
So shout out to the black women. Shout out to the black women.
Yes.
And I got one more
who
to
out
shout
there
out. Queen Jean for the Jellica Ball winning the Tony.
first
Yes.
out trans woman to win a Tony. Like, come on. Like,
Won it for costume designer. Yeah.
yeah.
Or best, let me get the category.
It's
Right.
costume
Best costume design of a musical.
Of a musical. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I do got to get a personal shout out because I know my friends, Paul and Sean, listen to the podcast. They are actually Tony winners as well for
Hey.
producers as well.
Okay.
So, yeah, they
nice.
produced, I think they produced 6 different musicals, 7 different plays. Like, and they were part of all the plays and stuff they were part of. I think they were part of like almost 60 different like Tony nominations between all the works that they were doing.
Oh wow.
So,
Okay.
yeah. So, hey, Paul,
shout
girl,
out to them,
I love you down, and I just want to
I
give
know
you your
that's
flowers
right.
too. I know we were chatting and texting while he was at the Tonys and afterwards.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then I saw that Tim, like from Michael and Tim, for Wish You Were Queer, and that he helped write the opening number again this year. So shout out to him. I saw his Instagram talking about how he was doing that.
Well, damn, because
So-
he's not about to like what I got to say because I didn't like it.
I mean, that's okay. That's,
Okay, so wait. So,
Would you care to elaborate?
yes, yes. In theory, I love the concept of it.
Yes.
I love the concept of it. What it remind me though is just because you sing on Broadway doesn't mean you are like a singer that you see in like that you hear in, like the radio. And to sing Lady Marmalade and to try to do it with a bunch of theater kids,
There's a
sounded
few that just didn't hit.
yeah. And I was just like, ooh, no.
Yeah.
So that was the reason why I said I didn't
like a
like it.
2-show day, probably on a Sunday, and then you had to go to the Tony suit. Yeah, that might not have been the
Yeah.
right song for some of them.
Yeah. So there was a couple of people I was just like, oh. But I like
How you get that part?
girl.
She had an off day.
Yeah. But the Chicago medley was cute. And Cedric the Entertainer popping up and being like, Because they were doing all the 6 murder women or whatever. And I didn't see Cedric the Entertainer popping up at all to do that. And I was like, you know what? This is good.
And it also just shows you how good of a singer fucking Pink is. Like, Pink just be throwing down, baby. Pink just be throwing the fuck down.
She came down like
and it'd
Peter
be so
Pan from the Lost
effortlessly-
Boys.
Right.
Flipping,
Go
doing
ahead,
Pink
Pink.
shit. And I was like, God
Go ahead, Pink.
damn.
It's
And
like,
she
I fuck
sounded
with you
great.
still, Pink.
Like, I could see
Yes.
her as Roxy. When she did that number as Roxy, I was like, yep.
Amen.
Yep.
I believe
Got
it.
it.
Yep.
Yo, that was her audition. She only got an audition. They're going to call her next. Oh, you
Well,
coming
when
next?
she said
Okay,
she's
yeah.
never been on Broadway, I was like, really?
Yeah. It's like,
That
oh.
needs to change.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shout out to Pink on that.
Yeah.
And then community, we know we haven't talked about Drag Race often, just because we've been kind of in and out. We
I'm
just got
excited.
done with the second bracket. So, and obviously by the time this episode comes on, we'll see the beginning of the third bracket. But the Dr. Reverend Silky Nutmeg and Nas.
She played the game.
Baby,
She played the game.
I told y'all Silky was going to be good TV. And she's been
This, and you're
great.
absolutely right. This whole bracket, because I've never seen Silky on Drag Race. Okay, every episode I was like, you know what, Kerel, I get it. In my head, I was like, Kerel was right. Kerel was right.
Silky.
I get it. And after the episode, I was like, and now I'm a fan like Kerel. Like,
exactly. It's just Silky. She might not be the best out there, but she's one of the best on TV. Just giving you just pure TV.
Her charisma is so energetic, and although her drag may not be as polished as some of her competitors,
as a crystal method,
because
it wasn't that polished this last episode.
That's not what she's bringing. She's bringing her. She's not bringing a caricature. She's not bringing, like another persona. She's being her. And what's interesting, she talked about this between the first two episodes is of this bracket. She said, when I was first on Drag Race, I was too much. I was doing too much. I was nothing. I was all personality. Yeah. And then when I came back for All Stars, I dialed it back a lot, and I couldn't find myself. And she was like, now, I've lost a little bit of weight. I'm feeling really good about myself. I've gone through a bunch of things. I've had a chance to reflect, and I'm in a really good place right now. And this goes back, Jerrell, to what you were talking about in terms of, people who are trying to manifest these things in their life, but they're not ready for it. Mm-hmm. Silky came into this bracket ready. Yeah. She was ready to do so. And she did.
Yeah. And I respect that she played the game at the end of it. She wasn't doing all the alliance stuff beforehand, which I think honestly gave her the opportunity to really get those two votes at the end there, which I was like, ooh, bitch.
Because I was about to be mad if it was anybody else but those two. Because it was obviously they were the top two in that bracket. Even though Vivacious gave us some good TV too. Her humor is super dry. But I was like, Vivacious is great TV as well.
Can we? I just want to take a moment for her because so many of the older queens who've been not on the show for 15 plus years come back, don't win nothing. Yeah. They just fall in the back. And shout out to Vivacious to being like, no, that ain't happened to me. Yeah. She was one of the few queens that we've seen from way back then show up. And she was growing, when they were giving her comments about the makeup and the lipstick, and she was in real time making those changes. And I was just like, come on, auntie, abso-fucking-lutely. And then the whole drama with her and fucking what's the drag queen who was supposed to make her dress? It was the tractor dress. The designer. So apparently one of the other drag queens, it begins with was it with the O or something like that?
There was a popular drag queen that does designs for other queens. And the reason why her tractor dress looked so bad wasn't because that was just, her being, out of touch and out of whatever. She had brokered a deal to pay this other designer more than 6 weeks ago to make this dress, and had been on this person for the entire time, and made the dress that she wore on stage, she made in 11 hours before the show, because the person didn't do anything with her dress, was just putting it off, and giving her the runaround. And finally she just took whatever scraps she had and made it herself. So
Domino, that's who it was.
Thank you. So I remember sitting there. I was so disappointed when I saw her come around that stage, because I saw her yell the butter out. The butter look was phenomenal. Yeah. It was phenomenal. And not phenomenal for her. It was it stood toe to toe with everybody else on stage. So
I agree.
I knew that she had it in her, and that was so refreshing to see. So then to come back to see this episode, when she came around with that thing, I'm like,
exactly.
but then to come out and hear the story behind it after, and shout out to Alaska and a lot of the queens that have shared this story, and of course Vivacious has now come out and you've seen her in some of the blogs and kind of shared her own story, but man, it is, yeah. But also it also came out that Mama Ru found out as well. Mama Ru knew, they didn't air this, but Mama Ru knew the shenanigans that had gone on and knew shit. So that's why they didn't tear her because I was waiting for them to tear her to shreds on the runway because that look was not.
It was horrible.
It was
horrible.
Yeah, it wasn't the brief.
Okay.
But they were very kind to her because they understood what was going on. So I was like, okay.
This second record was
I like
good.
that.
Yeah, this second record was very good. It was very good.
Yeah. Although as titties though, I child, she was a mess. But like the crazy part is like, bitch, you in the confession talking about like, oh bitch, I'm not gonna give you that point. I'm not gonna do it, like faking, over there looking at the camera like,
could you imagine Laura probably feeling bad like from when they recorded it to now?
Baby, to now.
Just to see
and to see what you said.
That's what you were saying.
Oh, you gave me the riot act when we got off that stage, but look at what you were saying. So,
baby,
they've since made up because they did a posting together. I think 2 or 3 days ago.
Oh yeah, like they did a posting, like looking for another. Yeah.
Okay.
So they've since made up.
Like, it's Drag Race. It's not that serious. Yeah. It's not that serious, and it's a competition. So at the end of the day.
If it ain't that serious, then why you acting like that? That's the question.
Yeah.
That's the question.
But you know what? This follows the trend of what happened last year because the first bracket was very kumbaya.
Yeah.
The second, in terms of how they did the points and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
The second bracket got a little... Then the third bracket was utter chaos.
Yeah.
So I'm venturing to say that we're probably going to see...
And by
the way, this is the highest ranked episode of All Stars. Really? It's when they rank them all. It's the highest ranked episode of All Stars in terms of critiques and all and ratings and all that kind of stuff. So
so this
the drama ended up working.
Yeah.
No, it was very entertaining, and I am enjoying Crystal Method's drag because. She had, maybe except for maybe the third episode because it was still kind of everywhere. But there's this fashion element that she didn't have the first go round. Like I enjoyed the kookiness and the craziness the first go round. I was a Crystal Method fan. There's something that she's tapped in that I don't think a lot of other drag queens have. That it's this kookiness, but it's fashion now. And I'm like, okay, Crystal, her hair aesthetics, the wig she brought, fucking phenomenal.
Yeah. But here's my issue with her drag just a little bit is that I think it's just this one lane of drag and it doesn't give her depth to do different things as far as like cleaning up and being more polished or not doing anything besides the quirkiness of it all. Because if you think to this last episode, she had a black man as her person to be as the family resemblance, and she had nothing that she could provide to a person that looked like him but also looked like her. I mean, like his face looked completely different. Like to throw all that stuff together, it was clear that she only has drag that's just catered to her, and it's just that one lane. And there's nothing. Yeah,
which
and
I love though. I only want her to do that one. I don't want her to do nothing else.
I would say she's got a much more refined aesthetic. It's her point of view is very clear. It's very tongue in cheek. It's high camp. It's kooky. It's Muppet Show. It's all of that with a bag of glitter. Love that. I think what is difficult, Jerrell, to your point, is trying to translate that to someone else, like in a makeover challenge, is tough because I get that you want to, as a performer, you're coming from your own perspective, but also I don't know. I always feel bad when the makeover challenge is like somebody makes them up to be like a trash can. Like when you're getting pitched, they want the drag experience, and I'm not knocking somebody else's yuck, because it's all drag. But if I put myself in the mindset of, somebody who has never done drag and they're going on RuPaul's Drag Race, I bet they're hoping to have the high glam. They want to look puss. They want to look puss.
They want the plastic tiara.
And I'll just make one more comment about that. Like, it is also up to the drag artist to look at who they're working with to see if what you envision they can also execute. Because if you're going to say, I'm going to do what I do because this is my brand and this is my aesthetic and you're supposed to look like me and come hell or high water how you like it, the problem of it is they're going to get out there on that stage and they are not going to feel comfortable. And if they are not feeling comfortable, it reads all over their face. And that brother was not comfortable.
Well, you know the crazy part about it? He posted on Instagram saying, despite what my face looked like, I had a good time. And I was like, okay.
I feel like he's one that would have like not been comfortable, period. Like, I feel like even if he got like, I don't know, silky or
There might be a little bit of truth to that.
Like, I think he wasn't quite comfortable being there in that experience.
He did say, I struggle with smiling. Because remember, she said smile. And he was like,
it's like, girl, what you got going on? And shout out, though, to Ross. Because I think even Ross is tired of Michelle not knowing what the fuck she wants for her family resemblance. Because, like, it was another episode again where we're like, what the fuck you want, Michelle? What the fuck you want?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I just
like, that shit was bound the fuck out of me again.
No sense. It made no. But you know what? I gotta bring it back to Silky because we started with Silky. Mm-hmm. She played a smart game. How she paired people up. She played a very smart game. She knew it was like, I'm gonna have to give Crystal Method this man over here because she knew it was gonna be an uphill battle for her.
She did.
She played a smart game.
Ooh, and then and I'm glad that it got to the drama of them having to do it on stage too, because I was like, damn, this could have went any which way. Vivacious could have even won. Like, it was like so close.
Honestly,
it could have went anywhere.
Low key, I was low key hoping for that. I was low key hoping that the other girls would be like, you know what, Auntie, here you go. You know, like, instead of being like, I'm going with these three over here, just all three of them would have given them to Vivacious. I was so hoping for that. But then when I saw Silky, I was like, oh, well, hold on. I was like, this is T2. This is T2.
And she knew it was T1. She saw everyone. She was like, oh, no, I got to do some cleaning up to do.
And let me tell you, baby, Silky, you know, I was a little soft on the Silky as a lip sync assassin. But, baby, when she pulled them flags out last week. Baby, first of all, where did that come? Because when I was looking at her outfit, I was just like, first of all, her outfit did not look like she had a reveal. So I'm just like, oh damn, here she goes. She squandered an opportunity. And here's, Crystal Method doing her little like, Red Riding Hood wolf thing or whatever. And I was like, okay, that's kind of cool, whatever. She went to the back of the stage. She was struggling getting out of her costume, doing the crunchy, silky thing that she does. But bitch, when she pulled out not just one, but
both
she went
of them.
BOF. and then she covered the whole fucking stage. And she had, you're gonna see me, ho.
Right.
It was the ending for me. It was the ending for me. How she ended right in front of Crystal, like boom, covered her. I said, give it to her.
Silky is good.
Give
That's
it
why they
to
keep
her.
asking Silky back.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are clowning her like, oh, she back for like a third or fourth time. They want Silky
absolutely
back because
she's good TV.
1000%.
And that's what it's all about. It's about getting people to watch and talk about it.
She knows how to play. And Rue clearly is still eating her up because he is just cracking up with Silky.
Silky's like, give me my points, mama. Give me my points. And she got him.
So I can't wait.
You know who mad?
I can't wait for the semifinals.
April Carry On. She mad. She mad. She went home second. She sent home Vivacious.
April was a hater.
She sent home Vivacious in that season. So and then she went home right after Vivacious.
So did.
And then she got 2 points, I think. So she was like,
and one was a courtesy one.
No, they both were courtesy ones.
They both
was a
were.
gameplay one at the end.
Because even when Selena gave her that point, she's like, even though I had to carry you through this challenge.
So did say that shit.
Yeah.
So that episode, that single episode,
you can't sing for shit.
That single episode so far has tickled me and given me like this particular bracket has been by far the most entertaining bracket.
Yeah.
For sure.
So exciting. And it feels like a competition now. Like the other ones,
I agree.
it's kind of like, but like this one,
Yeah.
it like, okay, it's starting to heat up.
And what I liked
agree.
about this bracket too, and I hope they keep this energy or like even bring more in the next one. By the time we got to the third episode of the first bracket, it felt like a throwaway.
Yeah.
Like that last
did.
episode of the first bracket, I
did.
was like,
I
they're just
agree.
trying to make something up, you know?
Yep.
But these three, I was like, these are perfect challenges
Yeah.
for a bracket. Absolutely.
I
But
agree.
it also makes you reconsider who's going to do well, because I think we've had, in a regular season, you can get a sense of like who's going to perform well based off of aesthetic and da 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 da. But with this, it's really difficult for a person to predict who's going to go forward and how, because it really does matter how you play the game.
I agree. So it's going to be interesting, this third bracket, like, because we have, let's see, I'm trying to put them all up here. We have Sugar. We have Sam Starr. We have Kennedy Davenport.
Yes.
We have who's Joey? I don't remember Joey.
Joey is the he was kind of like androgynous in a season, always had like a shaved kind of like head or whatever.
What season was that one?
Oh God, this was
Is it an old
season.
one?
This was like season 7,
Oh gosh,
something like that. Don't quote me on that. Sniffy.
Yeah, right, Smithy.
Right, Smithy.
We have Jasmine Kennedy, and then we got Hershey is back. That's right.
Oh, this is going to be a fun bracket.
sure.
This is going to be a
It's
loud
gonna
ass
be an interesting one,
bracket.
It's gonna be a loud bracket.
It's going to be a
for
loud
sure.
ass bracket.
Yeah. Yep.
Girl, it ain't hit my ear right.
Baby.
That's what it's gonna be like. Oh Lord, dude. Jasmine Kennedy, I just actually saw this weekend in Philly for Philly Pride. She was at one of the dances or whatever. Yeah, it's gonna be a loud. It's gonna be a loud.
But it's going to be entertaining. And it's almost, I feel like they've almost like, when they film this, obviously they film these brackets, separately. Maybe they position them in this way, like to see who gets the most drama, to give you more of a arc in a way. But it'll be really interesting to see how these girls, because baby, bracket 2 left some big shoes for you to fill.
It did. So
Yeah.
I think I'm Team Kennedy Davenport. I mean, she's just iconic. So it's like, it is what it is. And then the rest of them, we'll see. We'll see. But
I think you said Jasmine Kennedy was in this one too, right?
Jasmine Kennedy. Yeah.
I think Kennedy Davenport and Jasmine Kennedy are my two that I think
Those
will
are mine
go
too
on
as
from
well.
here.
yeah.
But again,
I mean,
it
unless
depends on
Sam
how they
Starr-
play the game.
I mean,
Because if they
Sam
win
Starr
up
has
front-
potential if she's not
Sam
stiff.
Starr has- Sugar as well, from what I recall, started to loosen up towards the end of that season, if I recall. I feel like the drag was actually like good. It was like, I think the personality wasn't able to come through as much, if I recall from that one. But yeah, you might be right with Jasmine and Kennedy. Those might be the front runners.
Because she could dance, like from a lip sync standpoint.
Jasmine was
she got
getting down.
personality as well. Yeah, she got body. Like,
Yeah, no, she looked great this weekend. I was like, okay, Jasmine, okay, they're giving life. All right, not mad. But anyway, obviously, by the time this episode comes out, we've already seen episode 1 and see how that goes down. But yeah, it's gonna be hard to top this second bracket because that was good ass TV. But anyway, we're gonna cut it short. Actually, it ended up being a little longer than we thought.
One more. Happy motherfucking Juneteenth, my niggas. Because when this episode come out, it will be Juneteenth, the week of Juneteenth. So do some black ass shit, community. All right.
Yes.
And if you're not black, stay your ass away from the black spaces. Okay. Donate. Buy black, but stay away from the black spaces on Juneteenth.
I know that's right. Usually, where's my pen at?
Just saying.
Just saying.
Yeah.
No, I agree. Happy Juneteenth. If you see me at Native Sons Awards, say hello. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. Just do black shit.
Yeah. Black shit. And if you're gay and black, do gay black shit.
Yeah. Like literally and figuratively. Let us know. Send pictures. I want to see it.
You know what? I want to find somewhere in the U.S. next year, because Juneteenth will be on a Saturday. Some city better be having a black pride on Juneteenth somewhere next year.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
That would be fucking
calling Atlanta. Calling Atlanta.
Atlanta be like, no, we too
Yeah,
busy.
yeah.
We over here.
Yeah.
Like, they said this
That's
game
enough
Black
niggas.
Pride every day.
Ain't enough
We
niggas.
got Black
Right,
Pride at
right.
home.
Yeah.
They said go down to the Kroger. It's there too.
I think Boston could sit this one out as well.
Oh,
Bitches, better yet, why don't we do a live show next year on Juneteenth?
okay. I mean, we be saying a lot of shit and we don't be doing it, so I don't know.
I
We'll see.
know. I'm.
We got a lot of
We gonna
things
have
in
to
the
talk.
works.
Yeah.
Yes. So we'll figure that out. But I'm not mad at the idea. I'm not mad.
Instead of asking for somebody else to do it, look, didn't I just say? Look, don't ask for nothing you're not ready for. So I'm ready.
on that. You right on that. Amen.
Hosted by Auntie Jerrell.
Live from the green room.
Right. That part. Anything else on your heart about?
Oh, no. Just
Love
happy
y'all.
Pride,
It was so good to see y'all.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know. It feels good to have the three of us back. And community, hopefully you're safe out there. Stay safe. Vote. Register to vote. Shout out. The next game is on right now, so shout out to New York for saying fuck you, Trump.
Ooh, yes.
Baby.
Fuck you, Trump. And wash your hands, your legs, and your ass. And we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.